So everybody have their corned beef and cabbage
Okay.
yesterday?
No,
We didn't yet.
We haven't
till
either.
tomorrow.
Yours is tomorrow, huh? Oh, boy.
No.
Nummy nummy.
Yes,
So I guess we'll go ahead and get the meeting started.
there's
Just
two
so
people not here
everyone's-
Yeah, Grams aren't here yet, and,
Grams are right there.
excuse me, I meant Kay, and,
Gibson.
thank you.
We know at the time.
I don't know.
They said they were going to.
Well, we'll give another few minutes then.
You want to try to give them a call, somebody?
Sure, I can.
Did you have, I don't have my phone. I would, but I don't have my phone.
I don't have their number.
I didn't bring
Or
my
I
phone
would.
either.
I have their number.
Okay, do you have your phone?
Yes,
There
I
you
do.
go, I guess you're calling.
I was going OFWA. Oh, Old Farts Water Association, right? Okay. I'm with you now.
Incorporated now.
Yes, I see that. He's always talking about we're getting older. We're not old yet.
Well, it was nicknamed before we got on board.
No answer.
Voicemail box has not been set up, but I'll try him now.
Or send a text, because the text went through before.
That name came from the very first meeting, wasn't it? The old
Uh-huh,
part, yep,
yeah.
yep.
Who thought of that?
Way back when, yep.
Who named it?
Does anybody know?
Did Jim and Carol,
Oh, I don't know if I
kinda suggest that, or was it
have. His number's not
Dwayne and,
correct.
and,
Dwayne and Carol, maybe, I don't know
Dwayne
who
and
suggested,
Carol and-
because we weren't at the first meeting.
no, we weren't.
We were in
We weren't
California.
here.
We
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 had
were one of
already
the
owned
first,
property here, but
we
we
were
weren't
one of the
here.
first members, but we didn't go to that meeting because we weren't out here.
Yeah, we weren't out here that day.
So was Ed and Linda here at that time?
No,
Pe-
we
Pecs
were
were here?
down to get his stuff.
Peck was here, Rita's,
Well, is it the handful?
Neil, which was where Ken and Mary was,
Is,
and, Lynn and Mary Jo.
is it,
Yeah, she responded. She was the
Rennie?
one that did the happy
Rennie?
face.
Okay.
And
We were looking for
Fred and,
Did you say Carol?
yeah, Carol
She responded.
Burley.
Carol and Dwayne?
not everybody has signed on this.
Okay. Oh, yes, on that original one.
Yeah, this one.
That is true.
but I'm looking for the. It says it was recorded back on this, well, there's no record of it.
Yeah, the question of the last highway. Official record, so.
That's just.
Good? Great.
Good as an old
This
person.
is official record.
Yeah.
Recorded
Older,
in 18.
older.
No, actually, I'm older than him.
No, I meant old doesn't even fit in there, just older, just older.
I don't know, but this is how we got there.
So, we will find out, I think.
I'm trying I'm trying a text.
Mike.
She had responded to the text. You're right, Julie.
Mhm. Well, I would say we just need to go ahead with the meeting.
And And I didn't hear from Brandy that I know of.
Well, they're gone.
Is she gone?
Yeah.
She's here in town.
Oh, really?
She was gonna come by,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
What's that?
But we had to leave that, that we left her.
She lives here in the house?
Yeah, that was at the booster home.
Oh.
I heard car door.
I don't, I'm gonna see if that.
Might be in your
Brandy
record.
did indeed.
Mary?
Mary?
Mary? Somebody pulled in, I thought I heard a car door.
Your
It's
voices.
either there or over there. I can hear music.
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Okay, if there's no response, we're just gonna get going.
Okay.
I have to see anybody.
All right, we haven't been able to make contact with the other two parties, so we'll just go ahead and get
You'll
going.
have to catch up.
We'll call the OFWA meeting.
You gotta
Order.
speak up a little bit
Oh.
for the microphone.
I'm gonna call the OFWA water meeting to order.
Better say that we're recording.
Also, just so you know, this meeting is gonna be recorded, and all future meetings will be recorded. So we'll do with introductions, we'll start over here and go around the horn.
Joe Graham, Mary Graham.
Russell Smith, my wife Sherry.
Ron?
Edie Balzer.
Mary McManus,
Ron Robinson.
Norm Jones.
Julie Rife,
Tony Stadelman.
Glennis Stadelman.
Okay, we've only got a few things on the agenda for today, and that is our water agreement and recording of the well, and that agreement with the state of Arizona County Deposit. It comes to find out that Julie, in contacting with Keith, that the well was still registered in James Perry's name.
Yep.
And that has now been changed. It's now in our association name with the state of Arizona. That paperwork and the original documents of the well agreement, we took to the courthouse up in La Paz, and we had that recorded along with a letter from Carol Perry stating that this was what the original agreement was. So the filing fee for that was $30 that I paid. Julie paid the $30 fee for the recording with the state. And so anybody got any questions? That's what we're here about it today, is what's happened.
Am I reading that they changed ownership of the well?
It's,
the well is recorded as registered, it was recorded as registered to Jim Perry. I called Carol Perry, since Jim Perry's passed, and I said, since Jim Perry's passed, you know, you are the owner of the well, and she said she's fine with giving it to the Old Farts Water, so that's the way we registered it.
Well, I don't really see how you can go in where it says in there also that, you know, there's no way that this water agreement is any ownership of any of the property that's well set on.
It's not the
In-
property, it's the registration of
It's
the well.
of the well, registered in you
Yeah.
guys' names. So what it means is you own the well?
It was registered, it's registered to us. It was registered to Jim Perry when you bought it.
How could it be, not mine or my knowledge of being able to say, I agree to sell it, agree to give it away, or agree to sign it?
It's not a sales thing, it's just a registration.
Well, that's what I say, why would the registration need to be in the middle of this Old
It was,
Farts water
it was
system?
already in Jim Perry's name. It would have gone to Carol Perry, and she gave it to us.
She's still alive?
Yes?
yes,
Well, what, I don't know, maybe, you know, and I'm sort of Greek on this, you know, all the way from the very start, but that property has got nothing to do with her when that was sold before I ever bought it. That was sold to the Wolf. Okay, and how she would still have access of the control to do that is beyond me. How does anybody see where that would street
It's
came?
the same as mineral rights.
Pardon?
You own the ground, but the mineral rights, water rights are in the ground. The well was registered previous you buying the place. It wasn't yours to buy or sell or anything else. It belonged to the association. And we've
Well, it doesn't say anything right about ownership. It says the right for the supplying party to supply the water from their well.
Yeah, and that's
and
what it's
that's our
doing.
well.
Well, wouldn't I be the supplying party? It's my property.
It was,
No.
it was set up prior to your purchase.
Pardon?
It was set up, this association was set up prior to your purchase, and that was how the agreement
The other
was.
part of that is, ma'am, the Haynes division is what made this subdivision.
Right.
Right,
2005. In 2007, that Haynes division was abandoned. That's no longer a Haynes division, it's abandoned.
Right, and Jim Perry took it over.
Jim Perry is the one that started the Haynes division.
No, it was, that Weldy.
Keith.
I think Keith took it over from Perry, didn't he?
No. It
No,
was,
he-
it was that,
Other way
there's a
around.
Weldy name in there.
Oh, okay. So all this was set up prior to your purchase, that this agreement would be in effect.
Right there.
And
When was that, ma'am?
probably 2005.
Yeah, it's right here.
2005 is when the Haynes division
That's
was
when the old,
established.
that's when the old Farts Association
No,
was
the Haynes
established.
division was established before that. Because it was established way before that.
That was
It was
before we were
according to
offered the
paper
property.
Set up,
Hmm?
what
That was
paperwork,
before we were offered
if
the
I'm
property.
right, with all the literature that I have, that it was established in 2005
That's
and
what,
then
yeah.
eliminated in 2007.
Oh, but the
abandoned.
Old Farts Water Association was not eliminated. It was in the original agreement for anybody who purchased land here. It was
Right,
already
in
established.
2005.
I think
Right,
so.
right. And it also says that in there, but also,
We already owned our property by 2007, so it couldn't have been abandoned in 2007, because we bought our property in 2004.
well, it didn't abandon your property, ma'am, don't get me wrong there, but it would abandon the rules and regulations of a subdivision that was no longer in effect. See what I
Well,
mean?
it really
I
has
don't know
no,
how that works.
it really has nothing to do with the subdivision being
No bearing.
changed to a private entity.
Well,
The agreement is for, when these lots were sold, the agreement was that each lot got a share of the water from that well.
right, absolutely.
And that's why it is what it is. I mean, when you bought that property, if you weren't informed of that, you sure as heck should have been.
Well, you know, here's the only thing that brings that whole thing up, is that first off, it's regardless of why I bought the property or whatever it is. But I don't see in none of the paperwork that I've got or that I've read, that the supplier of the water has got any rules and regulations of what he does with his share of that water. If you see what I mean, to where have to pay $10 a month for a person that parks on my property down there for a month, gotta pay $10 a month.
Well, you bought
I
the
believe-
property,
Pardon?
you bought the property from Lynn and Mary Jo Wolf,
Right,
and their signatures are on the paperwork.
for selling me the property.
Their signatures are on the water well agreement.
For being a
Yeah,
part of the Old Farts Water
you know-
Association.
That, when you get another contract, that contract don't last forever. The
do
contract
until
goes
they're
away-
changed.
Pardon?
They do until they're changed.
Well, that's what I say, who changed it? I never
Nobody, we're
changed
still
it.
going off the original agreement.
Oh, you mean about the $10? Who changed that?
No, this is what I'm saying, that I couldn't see nothing in there that says that you can charge, this Old Farts Water Agreement can charge the supplying property a fee for the water, other than the membership of the maintenance fee.
Oh, I think that was an amendment. When did we establish that amendment?
When we were
On
worried
the
about the
$10.
well, that it might need repairs and we needed to
We
make
did
sure
that
we had enough money
2
to
years
cover the
ago.
well.
They did.
And they added money to it, another $50 a year,
Yes.
$150.
Yes,
I don't have no problem with that. I mean, the maintenance.
Yeah,
is
that's what
what
that
it
was
is.
for.
Right.
yeah.
That's the reason
Because-
it was amended, so that we would not all of a sudden have to come up with $1,000 apiece to pay for something.
Mhm.
And we
couldn't
did.
afford it
Or,
that,
or
so.
condemn it and eliminate it altogether is about what it amounts to. If it becomes where it's not feasible for what is happening now.
Well, that's why we do the 150, because we just had to,
Right, right.
we had to get a new well.
No.
with a new
A
pump.
new pump, excuse me. We had to get a new pump, and we were able to use the money that we saved for the $150 that everybody pays. Nobody had to put any money out for that because we had it
You had
banked.
the money in reserve. Oh,
That's
and
right.
Like you say, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay,
That's just keeping everything alive for everybody all the way through there, so
True.
nobody's gotta carry a burden on nothing.
right.
I do still have that burden of renting out spaces down to where my end, and I have to pay for their water. And I mean, I could care less about owning it, the well, the rest of it. I agree with, with everything that's going on but that. And the reason for that is that I'm the supplying agent for the water, and yet I'm gonna build in the excess like everybody else, where somebody will live here for a year round, water their shrubs and everything, and another part will be on my property for 30 days, and I gotta pay $10 for the water that they used in 10 days, when somebody else is gonna utilize the whole thing for a year.
Well, it's not
To
the
me,
issue.
it ain't common sense.
The, number one, your $10 is only after 2 weeks,
You know
okay?
what?
After the first 2
After
weeks.
30 days.
After
Thir-
30 days.
After 30 days, whatever it is.
They can
Then
stay
you-
there a month.
Then you can start paying the $10. That doesn't go to us. It goes
I know
into
it
this
goes into the water
association.
system, and you guys ain't gonna put it in your pocket, you don't have no reason to, and no yen to.
Nope.
But why should that would be, to me, the same part as paying more for the maintenance of the well than it is for everybody else here. by
But if
the
you're
amount of
renting
money
spaces,
put
you're
in.
getting benefit from the rent. What's
Yeah,
your
but we're
problem?
not using any more water than the people if they stay
Hey,
there
if you
6 months out of
If
the
you got
year.
4 trailers hooked up to water, that's 4 times the usage versus 1.
What's the usage from somebody that stays here year round or more people?
Hey,
They're
I'm not here
using
year round. I
triple.
pay that water bill every
They're
month.
using triple the water that we're using over here. Because if you're worried about $10 a month, what is that gonna go to? If you need more money, you should be charging the people that use it year round. Cause they're using triple the water that we're using of
But
the
who
well.
do you think is in charge of the well when everybody's gone? The people that are here full time. I have
Can we
had to
do
do
maintenance
it
on it?
3 or 4 times, go down there and fix the well because
And they,
ants got
and they
in it or
monitor
something
it for
else.
us.
Who
to
would
see
we
if there's any
call
problem.
And
if
who do you
there
think
wasn't somebody
fixed the
here?
well and put the no pump in?
Yeah,
Ron and John were down there a
And
couple
me.
days,
And
and
Mary.
Mary, or Joe,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And Tony researched all the insulation and went down and priced it, how much the insulation would cost, and we did all that
and
to
and,
try to secure the coolness of the pump. I don't know. If
and
it
who goes around and calls
Gotta be
people when
better
there's
for
a
the
storm or
pipes.
something?
I
The
guess,
people that's
you
there.
know, you gotta put this in perspective.
Yeah,
$10 a
I
month
do that out of my
is
heart.
33 cents a day. What the hell is your problem?
The problem is why should I pay 33
Hey, they're
cents
using
a
our
day
water.
and nobody else?
They're using the water out of the well.
You people ain't for a year round?
We're
You're
not.
doing, hey,
You're
hold
using-
on just a minute, ma'am. You guys got your sprinkler system going, the same as I do at my house over there. It's year round. You're keeping your plants alive and everything. It
Right.
costs an average of $3 every time you flush your toilet. How many times is somebody in 30 days gonna flush a toilet in a camper versus somebody that's living there year round? And you want $10 a month for
They
it?
dumped their sewer water and their gray water. I mean, so that's water they took out of our well. And it's like at my house, I have another house, and whether I'm there or not, I have a sewer charge of $38 a month, even if I don't flush the toilet once. I have a water charge. It costs me $60 a month, even if I don't use one drop of water at my house, because there's a basic charge just to have
Hooked up.
that
Hooked up.
there.
I
You have
agree
that
with
hookup.
that very much, ma'am, but why is it only charged to a certain amount of people?
What do you
Just
mean?
exactly like
What do you-
right
I don't
now, the
understand
water
that either.
system.
These people are all on
Hey, it's
the,
only charged, Norman.
You
Pardon?
got
I said, these people
got
are all on the well.
Absolutely, they're all on the well. So am I.
So am I. So I pay my $150 a year, whether I'm here
I do
6
the very
months
same
or
thing.
not.
I do the very same thing. Whether anybody's parked at my place or not, and I don't use one drop of water for the full year, I still pay my $150 maintenance fee.
Yeah.
That's
I don't have a problem with that.
Julie?
But I sure as hell have a problem with it charging me for water that I actually, in my own deep mind, feel that I own. Go ahead, man.
Okay. So, you're a member of this board, 'cause we're all members of the same board. We as a board voted. You have a vote, we all had a vote. So, that's what we voted on. It can be changed if we vote on it again. The board votes. We don't choose this willy-nilly. The board voted, and we can bring it up again, and the board can vote again. It's the board that votes.
What would you do, ma'am, if I said, everything's agreeable the way it is as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not paying that $10 a month? I'm gonna pay the $150 a maintenance fee. I don't have no problem with that. I might have one person down there for 2 weeks out of the whole year. I might not have nobody down there for a year. My residence and my home is on Black Mountain Drive. I might not use 1 gallon of water on that piece of property at all for the year. I still pay my maintenance fee.
So Norm, are you objecting because you are paying $150 and you personally are using no water? Is that why you're
No,
objecting?
that's objecting to the
I'm
$10.
doing
But I'm thinking because he does not use any water,
Right.
that he's thinking that if he has people staying there, they should be allowed to use what he would have used.
Absolutely, that's
That's the
where I'm
gist?
coming from, ma'am.
Yes.
That's where I'm coming from.
So,
And like I say, there's no record keeping in it. I
no,
mean, the ownership of that property, I pay $150 every year for it. The only thing is, like I say, I might not use 1 drop of water, but if I don't matter because I'm still a member of this and I want to keep the well alive for my own self, everybody else. But I don't feel it's right where if I wouldn't use no water at all, I'm actually just paying the $150 maintenance in case somebody's at my property. Does that
I see
make
what
sense?
you're saying. Because you personally are not using any water and you're paying $150, you do not think that you should charge anybody $10 in your property because you are using no water. You don't even water plants.
We're on
do
the
you?
very same page, ma'am, that's the point.
But you're renting it to other people who are using water. So you should charge them $10 a month more.
So make a motion.
I'm not interested in charging the people on my property, like I say, when they could be using my share of the water. Do you have a problem with me having that property down there paying $150 a year for a maintenance fee and never use a drop of water?
You don't use a drop of water?
But you're,
No, I don't.
He doesn't live there.
You
Ron.
don't live there.
Washing?
No, I don't do any washing. I have got my property over on
live on it.
27180 Black Mountain Drive. I got a separate residence. That isn't my residence.
That isn't your fifth wheel sitting there then?
Hell
No,
no,
No.
it's
That's
Ron
the
and
thing.
Sherry's.
That's what I say, I'm not using the water. And there'll be times when nobody will be there.
Maybe during the summer, but there's a lot of people in and out the whole winter season and several people. Is that property listed as a personal or a business?
That's private property.
Okay, so is there any, do you have a license to let all those people, a business license?
It's not a commercial because it's not 4 units. It's 3, so it's
I've
private.
seen more than 4 units over there many times.
And if there was over 3, they're not hooked up to the system.
But they're still, so they're
So
not
they're
using
dry
that
camp-
one?
they're dry
dry
camping.
Oh, come on. I don't.
Hi, come on in. That's okay.
When we had one couple that come in a 450 camper, and then they bought a big camper. And their little camper was nothing at all because they.
Just grab a chair.
No, he's not.
Have a chair, ma'am, absolutely. Go with whatever you want to do.
There's 3 people that are
But you
hooked up
at
to
least,
power,
ma'am, understand what I'm
not
talking
4.
about.
Yes, I did.
4,
I appreciate that.
What I'm
Well, I
saying,
don't
you're
know how
not
many
using
people
the
get
water.
hooked up, but if you're
Per se.
collecting money and
But
is he
You
required
have
to
somebody
cover
there
at the end of the
that's
year?
using the
Yeah,
water
that's his
the
deal.
same
Yeah,
as
well,
if
I know,
you
that's what I wanna
were
know.
there.
Absolutely, but the
Is he
same
paying
as,
his
they
fair
don't
So
share?
pay
that's why
Stuff.
you could pay your
On his
$150.
income taxes, he
Yeah,
pays
But
that
it's
income?
not the one that's using the water,
Is he
it's the
depreciating the
ones that
property?
you
Is he
have
writing
come
it
in
off
that they want
electricity,
you to
blah, blah, blah.
charge $10
No, I know you are, but I'm just saying,
for the water
I mean,
that
it's-
they use.
Mary Graham has been discussing things that I think everybody should hear. Can you start over, Mary?
oh, well, I was just curious, I was curious if you listed this as personal or a business, and if you're collecting money, are you reporting this to the IRS? Are you depreciating the property? How are you handling, if it's not a business, then you need to well, business or personal, you need to be reporting,
That
getting
man, for one
$300.
thing, is absolutely no business of yours or what I do with my money.
Well, you,
But, no, excuse me for
well,
interrupting,
fine.
excuse me.
maybe the
for
IRS would
interrupting.
like to know about how you're doing it.
There, I mean, I'm a businessman, I'm 85
I'm
years
not
old
playing
and I
games.
work every
Don't
day
start
to make a
with
living.
You know, this
Cause
guy
this ain't
started
gonna
it.
end well.
But the thing is, ma'am, that
That's his.
I can add everything to my deposit of the money that I make. None of your business on
It isn't
where
any of
I
my
put it in
business.
on either one of them.
I
But here's
agree.
the thing about it. When I first bought the property, I come down on account of tax wise to get everything going straight around in here because I bought it uninformed. That's regardless. I'm
You
living,
want it uninformed, is that what you said? I
Yeah.
didn't understand what
He
you said.
wasn't given the information on the property when he bought it.
so anyway, I
Should've
done the
been, or
research
he
on
would've
it
known
now.
all this.
Oh, okay.
And I went all the way through everything. So like I say, if Russ gives me a check for $300 a month for that property down there, it's nobody's business whether I buy beer or whether I buy groceries.
Well, that's
with
true,
that.
but if you earn so much money, if you're charging rent and that's a business, then it's not my business.
Absolutely, that's why he evolved.
Well, because I was just curious how it was registered, and when you signed your escrow papers, which were
I didn't sign
notarized.
no escrow paper. I wrote out a check for the property.
Oh, so you didn't go through title or
I went through
anything?
title search and everything else, and that's a private piece of property. And it's also labeled in there that if there was 4 RV lots, then that would be a business, that would be an RV lot. Being there's only 3 of them with a hookup, that's private property.
Okay, but my point is, in our escrow papers, the well was mentioned, that it was a shared well. So you didn't ever get anything from escrow pioneer, or the title company, or anything that talked about a shared well?
Yeah, I got the deed of the property, the well, and everything else.
So then
You
why?
did get a deed to the well,
Pardon?
To the property.
To the property.
to the property.
To the property with
Not
the
to the
where the
well.
where the well is located. The well is located on my property.
But it's a shared well, it says right so, and so
Well,
if
I
you-
don't, and I am not condemning that, and I'm not confused with that. I'm not saying I'm trying to condemn this water park situation. I'm just trying to get it on the straight and narrow so down the road we could have any silly argument. I mean, there's few dollars, $10, $20. Is that important for everybody, for Christ's sake?
obviously it's important to you because you're objecting to it.
Absolutely, I'm not using it, ma'am.
Well, if
Yes,
you're-
you are. You got 4 hookups there. That's using the water.
He said 3.
Or 3, whatever.
When there is hookups.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so let's just make a motion,
Okay,
okay? I make a motion that Norm, who has renters on his property, you know, we allow him not to have to pay the $30 a month extra.
$10.
$10 per,
Well,
for your,
Per unit.
no,
There you go.
$10 a month.
but should that
I'm
be also in that amendment, that he has one tenant there that would be taking his place where Lynn and Mary Jo was? So
Well,
that's 2
He
tenants.
says that the 2
That's
others are
two-
dry
That would be
campers.
2 tenants.
He says the others are dry campers.
No, the other 2 are hookups.
Okay.
There's
There's-
2 hookups,
Yeah,
but
2
there's
hookups.
been other parties there that have not been
Dry
hooked
camp.
up.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Okay.
And dry camp is.
So you only have 2 hookups on your
Yeah.
property?
3.
Besides, well,
Three hookups.
besides where they're at, and that
No,
would be Norm's.
Okay.
There's
But
3
There's only
total.
3 hookups
Total.
total.
Three.
Right, where
On
you're
the
at,
property.
2 on the backside. of-
Right,
of
right.
So,
Rainbow.
but let's just, I'm making a motion
Then,
in good faith.
Al, is it just for him or everybody?
Should be
Well-
for everybody.
But,
Well,
but only
that's-
registered people who are listed as property
yeah,
owners. is
as
what
far as
vote
I'm
for
concerned,
property.
that would be everybody,
Yeah.
not just one individual.
Yeah. Let,
I mean, the
One
people
piece
are
of
gonna be
property.
here
do we
year round.
want, do we want to, as a board, do we want to take off the $10 a month for extra guests?
Water use.
Well,
Yes.
And that
also-
That's
includes,
fine.
that includes everybody, not even myself.
But that also, in
I
that,
don't know,
in
you own
the
the
amended
property?
and well agreement, it talks about pools and hot tubs.
Yeah, that's where it generates from too.
That's where it came out of.
Yeah,
Stay on.
For support.
but he doesn't have it
Right.
yet, does he?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put, I got a hot tub at home in my base, or in
So
my
basically,
bedroom, but I'm not
what
gonna
your,
put
what
it
your
in down
motion
there.
is to change our well agreement, which,
Would take away the $10 per guest a month.
After 30 days.
Yeah.
You
Right?
can take this line right here, hun, if you want, right out of the agreement, and put it in your amendment. And just change it to delete the $10, but it's worded there
Tell
for
her
you.
what page
what
that
page are
is.
you on?
That page would be 2, and it's
In this one.
on number 6, line 6, or paragraph 6.
On
And
what page?
that last sentence there, it says the RV shall be connected to the property over 30 days, the owner shall pay the $10.
What page, Shirley?
So you
I
can,
didn't see that.
Right in the middle, right in the middle.
number 2,
Number 2?
Right in the middle.
and then it's
That's the old one.
number
No,
6.
that's not the right one, Tony. Here we go, this one's got it.
It's the new thing you gave us.
No, that's not it.
I mean, geez, if your thing runs out
know
of,
what you're gonna do.
runs out of
Yeah.
money, everybody's
And then
gonna
here,
have to
guys,
divvy
let
up.
me-
I think I found it, that one didn't have it, but this one
Good, they
does.
have that
Okay.
money.
Right here, talking about number 6.
Yeah, number 6 right here, you can just reword this differently however you want to, but there's your
There should
words.
be no more
Got
expense.
Well, that,
But that would
Ideally, I
help you
would
write it
think
out.
that,
for a number of years.
that's like,
You wanna borrow mine?
I don't know why that one doesn't have it.
It should be here,
Yeah.
unless it's missing.
Well, we were just putting those together this morning, that's how I got missed.
everybody donated their labor free, you know.
Yeah, I think it did. Well, no,
No, there
no,
it is.
it's right here.
They own the property.
There you go.
Yeah, you get the page up on
Down.
Yeah, but just like she said.
Okay, so I would just use that wording and change it however you want to instead of trying to make it up from scratch.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so that amendment was put in like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 1/24/2021.
So, do you want to withdraw your motion and this motion to strike this
She's,
last sentence?
if you wanna look at your agreement, it's this page,
I'm
which
gonna-
was
I'm going to-
amended 1/24/2021,
Yeah.
and it's number 6, if it's in
Okay,
your
John,
sheet.
I'm going to amend my,
Did you find it, Mary?
I'm going to amend my motion to remove the amendment that was put in 1/24/21
Yes,
on page 2 of
Two.
the agreement.
The
Remove
last
that,
the last sentence is
And if you
reading.
don't have that, we'll get you a copy. Some of them don't have it, I don't think.
if the last sentence, if an RV be connected to the property over 30 days, the owner of the property shall pay $10 a month or any portion of the month that the RV is connected. My motion is to remove that section,
I'll
that
second it.
sentence.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion?
Who seconded?
Me? I
Oh.
think Mary.
Mary did.
The other Mary, more than one Mary in Mouse.
That's right.
Do we have any further discussion?
I have something to suggest, ask. Once we agree on all this well art thing, we still need to get a couple of signatures that's not on the, or that the original, that the well has, agreement has been read. We're still missing people's names.
Okay, hearing no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, that motion, that is struck. We will have to
Good deal.
redo the agreement.
And I'll get your money back. Cause Ron already paid for his guest.
Take it out of the fund, man, take it out of that maintenance fund.
No, he already paid, I'll give him his money
But that's
back.
what I say, we take it back out of the maintenance fund to give her her money back. Yeah. No, I agree on that.
So we got two more items to address. we need a
Not
motion
setting mine up this year.
Oh, yeah.
I like to burn myself up in that little bitty, I have a little dinky pool that I fill up, and it just comes up to here. And it's so hot I couldn't sit in it. I'm sorry.
No sidebar conversations are allowed here.
Okay, we got two more items that need to be addressed. We need a motion to reimburse Julie for her filing fee with the state of Arizona, and one for myself for the recording fees at the Grant County, or the La Paz County Courthouse.
I make a motion that we pay both of you for the, money out of pocket, out of
And
the.
it's $30 each.
Yeah.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, last item. We talked about getting a safety deposit box to put our permanent papers in. Right now, we don't have a spot to store that we would consider as being secure. I mean, anybody can break into our houses and get into our stuff, but if we would keep this in a lockbox at the bank, then it's in a secured location. So, what did you say, that was about $25 a month?
I can't remember.
I think it was, because you checked with the bank.
Yes, I wrote down somewhere, but I don't know just where.
I think they said it was on $25.
Well, they gave me
Or
different
not a month, a year.
sizes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They gave different sizes, but the thing was, it was for the national, and she didn't know the specifics.
It
for
wouldn't be a
her.
month,
But
it
anyway,
would be a year.
it's gonna be a minuscule amount
And it'd
on
be
a
for
per
the
year
year.
basis. And then Julie would get a key to it, I would get a key to it. Whenever you change officers, it'll just move to wherever it is.
That should be a
So,
year.
do I hear a motion to
Ask Mary.
What she think?
purchase a,
A motion.
okay?
Yeah.
Do we have a
I
second?
second
No
it.
problem.
We got a second. Any further discussion about a safety deposit box?
And it is at the bank in Parker, and Tony's name and Julie's name are on the account. And it's not a checking account, is it? I mean,
No, it's a
It
safety
is a
deposit.
checking.
it is a
it's
checking account, but we
checking.
have no checks. In other words, we have to get them to issue us a check, right?
Yeah, we either issue a check or I can pay by check on the internet. You know,
Okay.
pay by check,
Do the auto pay,
yeah. Because we didn't feel the need to buy checks.
No.
Because we
Right.
don't write that many,
because the auto pay comes out for your electric, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So that block box would be paid for out of our funds.
Maintenance.
And it doesn't have to be a big one, does it?
No,
Big
It's
enough
just
to put a
8 by
paper
11
in,
for your
Yeah.
paperwork,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
just so
That's
big.
right.
put it in an
Doesn't
envelope.
have to get
Half that
something
size.
like this
Well,
in it.
yeah, and if you put it in an envelope, it'd be half that size, but if you don't wanna,
You want
depends
it.
how many
Bend it.
papers you
Okay,
You
any
want
further
it.
discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, that's it.
So how did Julie and Tony, you just take that out of the maintenance money? Get
Yes,
the money back out
it'll
of
come
that?
out of the maintenance money.
Okay,
And
Motion to adjourn.
we'll check into how much the
Second.
lockbox is.
Third.
fourth,
Second,
fifth,
third.
sixth.
Any discussion about adjourning?
All in favor, aye.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And thank you for giving everybody a copy of this. Thank
You got the
So,
thing for people
at
to
our
sign
next-
that they read the thing.
Oh,
No, I
yes.
didn't, I didn't print it out.
It's in,
It's in there. We can just have somebody sign it.
okay.
Well, we've got this one, let's see. We've
Right
got
here.
Brandy
Yeah.
and Julie and Dick and
Yeah, that's
Edie
it.
and Rob and Dan, and
Yeah.
we've got
Dennis
Tony
and
and
Tony.
Glennis, Ken and Mary.
Time out.
So
So
that's
it needs
it.
to be on
I'm
the
sorry.
Well, that
If we
was
get it on
in,
this
I
one,
just
we
got
can-
it.
Really?
So it's all
All right.
done.
And we can do
That's
that
good.
at the next
Navy,
meeting.
yeah.
Well, that's the next one.
Now, let's do it now.
I agree.
Yes, here, take this.
Okay.
Then we'll just take a copy of
Because I
that.
don't think Graham's, are they signed? I don't think they're. Did I get Graham's on it?
Yeah, goes up.
Is Graham's on it? Gibson's?
No,
I don't think they are.
Gibson's
yeah.
on here.
No, Gibson's on there.
Graham's on it.
Okay, they aren't.
So they
And
can
Norm.
sign here.
Yeah, she's gonna go around and give it.
would you sign?
Absolutely.
Here's this
Yeah.
signature thing.
There's a-
Also, there's,
Yeah.
because there's 10 of us on the
Who's
web.
not on here?
Who isn't here to sign that?
Well, we need
We
Gibson.
got Gibson.
We got Graham's, we need Graham signed and Norm Jones. You're on there, Kate.
Yeah.
Today's the 24th, how, no,
18th.
That was 21, that's when we first.
318.
23.
I think that.
Let's put today's date.
Okay.
thank you. Oh, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, folks.
Happy
Thank
Patrick's
you.
Day. You hate it.
I looked down and I was like, oh,
I know, I did the same thing yesterday.
It was yesterday, honey.
And your cat's green anyway.
I guess it didn't make it onto the final.
We had to cancel ours, so.
We haven't even done it
I
yet.
know, I thought you did.
Yeah, I don't see it, but.
Might as well get it on there, sorry. It's probably my fault, because I am very unorganized.
No, it's more than
We need somebody to volunteer to be secretary.
She is secretary.
Huh?
I mean,
No, she's
Well,
writing.
I don't
writing
have a
the minutes.
computer, so I write the minutes, she takes care of them, and
She loses them.
I don't mind you do
She
that.
did.
If
I just wanna write their
I don't
names
have to
here,
Oh.
so my copy.
You only
I don't
sticks
like
in the
that.
fire.
We're not gonna talk
So do we
about
have
business.
everybody, or are we missing
What were
somebody
the other
still?
two that we didn't have?
Yeah.
okay, so we have, well, we just had Graham and Norm Jones were the only ones that hadn't signed, right?
Is
Because
Brandy-
Gibson's are on
is
there, and
Brandy-
Brandy is on there.
What
Brandy's not there.
what about,
So who's missing?
Jane, how about Jane?
So who's missing?
Rainey?
Oh, Renee.
Yeah,
Okay, so I need to have Donald sign
Right.
it. Okay.
Oh,
Donald
that, I
Franklin.
knew, cause there was
Okay,
First
that's who's
class.
missing.
Franklin's are missing.
Franklin's, I think their last name.
So I can send him one to sign and
Those here, yeah.
send back.
Then just run the copy up and put it in the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
Scan it.
And let me have the one that's signed. Oh, she,
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
okay.
got it right there.
okay.
I just was, my notes are not good, I'm gonna have to go back and do them better than this.
Oh,
Let's just take that too, Joe.
he's the third owner then.
Be easier to,
I used to take notes during some of our meetings at the office. I hated that.
Well, for years it was just me and Julie.
The city comes in.
It was
Thank
the
you all
board
for coming.
Yes.
Scan
I'm gonna
it.
be on the water.
This is good.
City water anyway.
But I don't mind scanning things and putting them in the computer.
Oh, I can do my job. I can scan, I can make copies. Yeah, me too.
Did ya?
Yeah,
Under well agreement.
but I had it just stuffed in my lap when Carol got sick. And I had no idea.
I didn't know Barry died.
Huh?
I didn't know Barry died.
You didn't?
Yeah, he died December?
Yeah.
December.
December.
And
And he was
so
a
did
fairly young man, too.
I don't know, how old was he?
80 something?
80?
He's in his late 80s.
Late 80s?
Who's that? Mr.
Jim
Jim
Perry?
Perry.
Jim
yeah.
Perry, yeah.
He's Korean War veteran, so he was the same age, or a little under Cecil's age.
Okay,
So,
Korean War.
yeah.
Oh, I've got, trying to get rid of my stuff before I go home, so there's cookies.
cookies over there.
There's nuts, there's candy,
There's stuff.
there's
You-
coffee.
You trying to stuff us?
Yeah.
There's stuff
I,
over there?
Edie, I should have put that in the text.
Yeah, so
There's
there's lemonade.
cookies and coffee over here.
If you want
That's
lemonade,
your
there's
Julie?
tea,
You must have
there's
stayed
hot,
up late and baked, huh?
Cocoa, there's